Hi dear students, today I am going to discuss about functional analysis or behavior analysis. This is the best method to find out the problem behavior in child. So there will be a lot of question mark in our mind, why this behavior is happening, for what reason it is happening, when it is happening, how it is happening. So we need to analyze that. So how we can analyze? We can analyze right away with functional analysis. So let us see. Let us understand what is functional analysis or behavior analysis. Functional analysis is the process of understanding the complexity of problem behavior in its simpler and most elementary part. The problem behavior which are learnt may have a various environmental influences, which is called functional behavior, okay, which is called functional analysis or behavior analysis. Okay, so there are a lot of different kind of problem behaviors, angriness, and taking something from the child, or kicking, or poking the child. So they are different, but why it's happening, for what reason it is happening, whether the child is doing intentionally or it is happening conditionally. So we need to find out that. So we need to understand, we need to analyze, we need to find out the complexity of that particular problem behavior. It might be a kicking, it might be a crying, it might be a taking the things, it might be poking someone. So how we can analyze what triggers the child to do that? So we are going to find out that. So according to the learning theory, learning occurs through association. You would have learned, I am sure, classical and operant conditioning and the observation learning. Association and observation learning is the best way to learn something, to do something. Okay, so there are number of models available for analyzing the behavior, but simplest and most important model is your ABC model. With the help of this, you can find out the behavior exactly, which is commonly used to analyze the problem behavior of intellectual disabled children, even autism spectrum disorder, or any other developmental disability. So it's very important model, which is called your ABC model. So this model helps to identify the factors which contributes the occurrence of the problem behavior. As I said, if the child is slapping someone, if the child is kicking someone, if the child is taking the, if child is crying, child is not reading, even after saying number of times, why? What is the occurrence of that problem behavior? We can find out with ABC. It is just about your cognition and thinking and your observation. So A is your, we'll discuss what is the A. Let us see first your equation. Okay, ABC equation. This is your ABC equation. Okay, A is your antecedent, B is your behavior, C is your consequences. Got it? So with the help of this, we are going to discuss in little detail about antecedent, behavior, and consequences with example. But before that, see, behavior equation which determines the function. ABC is a behavior equation which determines the function of the problem behavior. See, the function of behavior is determined by consequences which follows the behavior. The C, the last position of this model, C, is determine. Okay, that only will determine the function of the behavior, the problem behavior function. Consequences, that is called consequence. After the behavior, how the surrounding behaves, after the behavior, how I behave. So that is what I thought, that is your consequences. So everything will be determined by consequences, whether it is accepted or rejected. So that you need to understand. So let us see and find out your and the antecedent, the problem behavior before it occurs. That means before the problem behavior is happening, what is the triggering, what is the trigger, what is what making the child to do that behavior. So if we need to answer these following questions if we want to understand what is antecedent. See, against the problem, when does the problem behavior generally occur? During the recess or in the classroom? Okay, you need to think over, or when the class, or when the teacher is not in the classroom, or when the teacher is busy, or during the lunch break. When does the problem behavior occur? So next question is like, are there particular time of the day when the problem behavior tend to occur? For example, during the morning hours or the meal time. Or next, like, with whom does the problem behavior occurs? Are there specific place, situation where the problem behavior occurs, like in the school playground or the classroom or at home when the child is sitting alone? So you need to answer these questions to understand why that problem behavior is occurring. That is your antecedent. It's very simple. Now let us see the behavior. So what happened during the problem behavior? The behavior will help you to analyze during this stage what happened during the factor. That means that problem, that problem behavior the child is doing, that will help you to understand, to contribute to the problem behavior. What contributing, what making the child to contribute that problem behavior? For this we need to answer the question like, how many time does the problem behavior occur, or how long does the problem behavior occurs? So you need to note down, how long, what is the intensity, what is the frequency. All these will make you to understand, okay, how it is contributing, how that behavior is contributing to himself or to the surroundings. So that you need to find out exactly in this behavior. Now next one is consequence, which follows immediate after the behavior. Behavior just now got over, what was the reaction of the surrounding? So that questions you need to remember, and this is also called after factors. So question like, what is the reaction of the people around the child immediately after the occurrence of the problem behavior? What effect does problem behavior have on the given child or others? Does the child benefits or gain something by indulging in the problem behavior? That you need to find out. That is your consequences. Now let us say, child is tapping a hand severely. A child with intellectual disability are tapping a hand on the table. So you need to find out what is the antecedent. Let us say child is thirsty, or child doesn't like that place to sit. That means a location, a situation. Or child don't like to sit alone. That is another factor. That is the antecedent. So that making the child to trigger a tap a hand. Now when he is tapping a hand, that means how long, what is the intensity, what is the severity, what is the duration, that you need to find out. I think when you see the video, like how to, I have explained already in the guidelines how to identify the problem behavior. So intensity, frequency, duration, you need to find out. And when the child finished tapping, what happened? Child got hurt in the in his palm, or other children were laughing, or some other slapped him, or how what was the consequences? In this way you need to understand the problem behavior of child. Okay, see, the analysis of consequences or after factor generally shows that most of the behavior have a link with benefit of, child will be doing for the reward or the reinforcement. I think already I have explained as per the operant conditioning. So therefore if there were no benefit, the behavior would have not occurred, because something, when child behave, he behaves for something, or when the child is behaving something, he wants something. So if there was no rainfall, if there was no benefit, 100% that behavior case to occur. So third functional analysis gives the complete detail which would help you all guys to identify the reason for the behavior. Once you find out the reason of behavior, 100% you will try to make a better intervention plan, better behavior modification plan to work against your child and make the child learn and improve that problem behavior. Okay, so till then, see ya.